Alright everybody, welcome to Sunday, the last official day of week 3 of Road to Gold. You may have church today, but today's religion is strictly racing. We have a race coming up in 20 minutes. Probably gonna hop in and do some practice beforehand, but I did just want to give you guys a little bit of a recap of yesterday. We were supposed to have a live, we did go live for a little bit. We just ended up not having all of the data for the 2.4 hour race. Put it this way, we grinded the entire week to get to S2 in order to do the 2.4 hour race at Le Mans, and we found out that it was a solo race, meaning you were going to drive all 2.5 hours essentially of the race. Now, it's not a problem usually, but not when Dylan was up pretty much all morning. From 8:50 he did his first race, and he kept getting the worst luck in terms of safety rating improvements, just because people are idiots, and the race that we were doing that we found to be the easiest is also kind of yet the hardest, with it being at Monza. So he ended up finishing and getting that ranking, I think, around like 1-ish. So by the time he did all that, you know, he was already feeling it. I was like, dude, I don't feel like doing a 2.5 hour race after I had to then get on after work from 1 to 4. So the first race, all three of us on the team joined as each individual separate cars, and we all ended up not even finishing, just because I just think we weren't really feeling it. Then Dylan and I decided to jump on the 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time race yesterday. I joined as a team engineer because I wasn't planning on doing sim, because I've been doing sim like all week. Dylan kind of started joining me midway through the week, and I've been doing this for this is week 3 that I've been doing this daily. And I will say this next few weeks there is going to be a little bit of a more divided and dispersed amount of driving, just because, you know, I had a pretty easy schedule the last couple weeks, and now it's going to get a little bit busier. So I'm hoping to be doing at least 2 to 3, probably 4 days of racing, with about 2 to 3 races each. The weekends would be a little bit more intense, but for the most part, it's just going to be, that type of flow and everything. So just trying to see if I can scroll up here to see if we have any watchers. No. So anyways, that's kind of the plan for today. I think we're gonna hop in. We're gonna do this Monza race, because basically what happened was, is because we DNF'd at Le Mans, we just are barely about to be in S2, but we lost our S2 rank, which is totally fine, because I feel that an okay race at Monza is going to improve us back in S2, and I would like to stay in S2 going into the next week, because that means we will have been up from the week prior, and that's all we are trying to do, is keep all the stats going up, at least in an upward trend. So it's gonna be an interesting one. The plan for today, I think we're gonna do this Monza race, see how I feel, because I might either A, do some testing for Le Mans, like pick a few cars and just grind like a 15 to 20 minute session and just get a couple laps in and see how they feel with different prototypes, GT3 cars, etc. The only thing I don't have is going to be setups, just because I'm still figuring that out. I only have a setup for the BMW GT3 for Le Mans. That's it. Everything else I'd have to download and all of that. But guys, make sure you catch our recap video coming out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's just a nice little simple, kind of reaction and informational video to you guys to kind of show you everything starting from Monday all the way to today. So some of this race will obviously be in that video as well, but it would be more of an exterior view instead of the cockpit interior view. So I think it's a little bit of a different mix, which is very nice. But I think what we're going to do is we got 15 minutes here, so I say we go ahead and do some practice. Now we got 3 splits. Oh, we can't even do practice yet. Okay. So we're still waiting for them to open up the practice session. And let's go from there. Yeah, guys, this is gonna be a rough morning. Just considering I, been racing what feels almost all week. I also got my pedal, what do you call it, set up because I had it, I think, a little bit too far, and it was just actually irritating me because I was like almost driving with like my toe. I'm not even joking. Like that's like my flat foot was not on the actual pedals. But I think also for the longer race, I think I'm gonna wear shoes for the 24 because yeah, it's gonna be brutal on all parts of the body, especially depending on what kind of car we use. I think I'm gonna stick with GT3, and I think we're gonna use the BMW, which I would like because I've been driving it for the last 3 weeks. Dylan drove it yesterday for his race, and he did absolutely phenomenal. He said he really liked it. He said it's reliable, it's safe. Safe meaning it's not very twitchy and jerky, unlike some other cars. So, and he got kind of unlucky. His split. I guess it was only one split last night, but the split he was in, the rain started about an hour with an hour left to go, where as the first race we did, the rain didn't start until about like 40 minutes to go. We actually don't know because he wrecked around the 45-minute mark and it was still dry. So he doesn't know, what the case is. But he had a very cool and intense battle, actually out of the pits, because he needed to basically refuel. He needed to refuel with like a lap left, lap and a half. Honestly, he even knows this, but he should have fuel saved a lot more than he actually did. But that's fine because he ended up beating the guy out. He went into the pits having about a 38-second gap. Literally took like an ounce of fuel. And by the time he went into pit lane, made it down the pit lane into his box, did his his fill up out of his box and to back on, once the pit limiter came off, I think he came up with about 5 seconds of a gap. So he planned it right. We didn't know if he was actually gonna make it, in the sense of if the gap was too small to that P4 car. So he was gonna try and go an extra lap with about 0.9, with the virtual energy saying that he could do 0.9 laps, but as he was coming through the last turn of the Porsche curves, it dropped down to 0.8. I think if he stayed at 0.9 going into the 2 chicanes at the end, I think he would have gone for it. But hey, you never know. So I don't know why it's not letting me practice. If I go out and come back in, maybe. I want to practice, please. Should go practice for. I ain't trying to get a lot of people. Alright. Let's run on it. Alright, let's see what we're gonna do here, people. Car set up. TC power cut. Alright, so hold on again. I actually have to go do some settings because I think I could have sworn I had the oh yeah, that's why. Okay. Traction control increase. So we're gonna go and brake bias. Let's see what we can get into here. Is it a GT3 car or LMP2? Tires, nothing serious. That could have been interesting.
153.84. Lap 153.02.
Alright, let's get ready to join this event. Jeez, we're gonna have 9 splits. Holy moly. It is the morning. I mean, you should have seen. I don't know. Dylan was very vocal about how these morning splits go on the weekend. So, honestly, I think with how much we've done this week, I think I'm looking for one race to get me back into S2, and then just gonna call it and go from there. So I don't know. I feel like we're gonna be putting a good split, but maybe not, because 9 splits. I'm trying to think. The last few times when there was like 5 or 6, I was usually still like 3. So maybe I'll be split 4 or 5 out of 9, but we'll see. I was on pace for a really good lap too in that practice session, but then I think it was an LMP3, I couldn't tell because it wasn't loaded in, but the LMP3 went wide into turn 1 and 2 and rejoined kind of funky and slowly, so I actually gained on him, which you usually don't, and into the second chicane I kind of just had to brake, because something Dylan told me that I'm realizing is these hypercars, LMP2 cars, LMP3 cars, Because they're carrying more speed, they're braking much, not much, but a little bit before you are. So that's something I have had to actually kind of teach myself, is if there's an LMP2 car that maybe comes around me right up into a turn, expect him to brake much sooner or harder than you would, because you don't want to ruin their race, let alone your race, because these LMP2 cars, especially the drivers, they're just cocky as shit. And they will, yeah. Split 8 of 9? Why? Oh, gosh. I mean, listen. That's terrible, but whatever. We will take it. I don't want to do one. As long as I don't get, like, that's fine. If I get this split, that's okay. I just want to actually be able to race. Meaning I don't want these bozos to just hit everybody into turn 1. Oh, man. Seconds, then we're hopping to quali. What do you think, guys? You think we're gonna grab a? If we get promoted as 2, I'm gonna call it, because I'm already exhausted. Like I said, we went to bed at like 2:30 by the time everything was over, and I was up at 7:30 to get ready to go live, which is totally fine. But yeah, at the end of the day, and I'm like one of these people that like Dylan, he can do this all day. I not so much. If I'm in a race, yeah. Like, if we're doing an actual race, I could do it, but yeah, it gets to a point where it kind of gets tiring and a little bit boring for me. Especially with if Dylan was here or Jacob and we were talking, it'd be different, but let's hop into quali. See what we can do. I like our chances to end the week with a nice little podium, which we've been having really good results here at Monza the last couple races, especially in this series. The only thing that worries me is there's a lot of red badges, and red badges mean that they are more of a dangerous player and cause or are involved in more wrecks. So back tires warmed up. A little sketchy. felt nice those few turns. I just think it was a little slow, unfortunately. They rode the usual. Just had a purple second one there for a minute. Into 7, but a good exit. Doesn't feel like the best qualifying lap, but we have a few more, so stay wide here. Shift up into third. This might be a decent lap. Call it like a mid 152.
Time 1:53.01.
I have like another second at least. Much better. For sector 1 again. Great lap. This might put us in the top 5 at least.
Lap 1:51.98.
Off. I went too wide there. Give me a 10.
USA 151.73.
Fifth. Final lap here.
Lap 151.50.
I'll go P6. Oh, I think that's what we're gonna go, boys. P6. P7.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
Seventh place. Let's go. A little pleasant P7. Alright guys, let's have a safe turn one, please. I'm probably just looking to do one race today. Buddy loaded in. I mean, yesterday we had a killer of a qualifying. I think we qualified P2 in like split 3.
Formation lap has started.
So. Let's have a good start, boys. Let's not try anything too fancy. Get a good jump.
Green flag, green flag.
And we're up into third place. What a start. What a jump. Everything just No contact into turn 1. I like that.
Lap 2, 1.96.
They both go wide. Okay. Oh, this door drives into my door like a dumbass. Dive bomb, but that's okay. Oh no. Come on. Oh. No. Terrible. No. Oh, it's so unlucky. Well, time to make some passes. It's okay. We're gonna have a what do you call it? A bunch of clean laps, so we'll get our safety rating up. And it is what it is. Doing so well. Not sure what's happening up here. Okay. We got a car off. Car has no wing. What? I don't know what happened over there, but okay.
That time was a 2:15.52.
Oh, what am I doing? Not sure what bro's saying, but yes. There he goes. Bo did the same thing I did. Okay, happens to the best of us. Mercedes almost lost the rear. That would have not helped my situation at all.
Lap 153.08.
Honestly, after this week, I'm going to be so happy that Monza is over, because it is just like, it's just been non-stop the last 2 weeks in a GT3 car. Not ideal. It's a fun track, but not. It gets boring after just a little bit. Catch this Mercedes. Because there's definitely cars within striking distance. Get some of the positions back at least. I'll try to track on this.
That time was a 152.72.
Boy. Gonna get interesting.
Time 153.11. 154.85. Lap 154.23. That time was a 154.52. Lap 152.81.
Show race. Got a couple battles there. Okay. Another yellow? Somebody was off there. 12th place? Alright, looks like it. Alright, there we go. Making up positions, guys.
Lap 153.5.
Another yellow? Holy crap. It's happening. This is what happens when you get lower splits. It's like getting people that wreck. Ten minutes left, guys. Another yellow? Someone is not too happy with an LMP2 car, which I get it. They think they can handle a car that they can't. It's very true. And that's honestly why I haven't tried using it in a race until I have done some actual practice myself, because I don't want to be one of those idiot LMP2 drivers.
152.94.
See, that was a good lap, but 152, no, it wasn't. He bended it. Don't give me track limits. It sucks, so I'm gonna get a docking on, but I've had a clean lap, so. And my quali was all clean, so think we're gonna be all right. Oh! Can't park there, pal. No way we recover to a P10. I mean, we got 7 minutes, and we gotta catch some of these guys.
That time was a 1:54.43.
Oh, we're in a 10th. Okay. All these LMP2 cars don't know how to drive. Every other lap, it's just lock up this, spin this, almost take me out. I want this P9 so bad. P1 coming up.
Time 1:53.51.
It's about a lap. I think, right? No. I'm so confused. Is that GT3 car off? We got 8th and 9th right here. Yeah, facts will be right there. We're gonna get him here. You drop down to last place. Oh, you don't have to brake that much, dude. What are you doing? I think he tried to pull a dirty one on me right there because this is for position.
Lap 1:52.68.
And he's slow. I'm like half a second to 8/10 faster than he is. I'm gonna get him out of this turn, watch. Some pressure on him. Yep, he's gonna go wide. What did I tell you? I know the drivers sometimes. Sometimes it's, you just know. Alright, let's hold this position. P9. We started 7th, got up into 3rd, spun, dropped back down to 23rd, and now we are up into 9th, so let's keep this position. Part of me wants this 9th place though, but if there was 5 minutes left, I'd have it. So we're gonna have a final lap. Just want to take care of this Lambo behind us too, because put 3 tenths on him that turn, I'm not worried about it. Final lap, guys. Have a strong ending to the week.
Time 1:52.76.
Maybe someone will have a mistake. It happened a lot on the last lap. Oh, went a little wide there. Not what we need. Curious where I would have stayed if I didn't spin. That's the big question. I'm gonna have an LMP2 car catch it. No, he's not gonna catch up here. I'm gonna catch him though, which is perfect for us. All right, 9th place, everybody, ending the week off strong. Top 10. Nice. I think our safety rating is going to go up. I really hope so, because I'm probably just going to do a one and done race. So let's see how we go. I mean, we didn't have much of a we didn't have too many bumps. I think we had a lot more good than bad, so I'm hoping we can at least get into S2 to go into next week and keep building from there. All the tracks are gonna reset on, what is it? It's like Tuesday morning on Monday night, something like that. So tomorrow, like I said, we're not going to be driving. Tuesday, we're going to be doing Fuji. I think that's the ELMS Sprint Trophy. And I have to see the few other tracks for next week. But it's a pretty solid lineup. It'll take me away from Monza. And yeah, I think we just we had a good week. We're going to get some of the footage together and kind of just go from there. So let's see, let me go to my profile, see if we went up. Yeah, I lost 2 positions, so my driver ranking's probably not going to go up, but I'm going to go into Silver 2. Okay, beautiful. I will take that. We're at Silver 2, everybody. Thank you for a great week, to be honest. I couldn't have asked for a better week. So I'll be seeing you guys on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. I don't know if I'm gonna go live on Tuesday, but Wednesday for sure. So I'll see everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, and for now, adios.